The word grooming is defined as the training or preparation of an individual for a particular purpose. Over the past half-decade or so, the word has developed a negative connotation in association with pedophilia, typically being used to describe the act of an adult creating the framework for a sexual relationship with someone who is still a minor. With the varying usage of the term established, we can now address the essential question. Are transgender people grooming children? As is the case with all good questions, this one does not have a solid yes or no answer. The current sentiment among conservatives is that the presence of trans people is in itself exposing children to overtly sexual thought and grooming them into participating in what they would consider to be sexual immorality. These are the implications that lie beneath the groomer label. The idea that someone's decision to pursue a gender transition is somehow incentivized by a desire to expose children to sexual immorality is obviously preposterous, unless of course you believe that transgenderism is in itself a form of sexual immorality, which is always what it seems to come down to. Now, as the trans community attempts to address grooming allegations by deconstructing talking points, conservatives have the safety net of the dictionary definition to escape accountability. Despite relying on the negative connotations that the word has only recently developed, they are able to exempt themselves from all criticism by using its dictionary definition. You could easily argue that the presence of trans people is, in a way, encouraging children to love and tolerate people regardless of how they express themselves. But the right fails to substantiate any of their actual claims, or the implications behind them. Once again, to believe that the presence of trans people is encouraging children to participate in sexual immorality, you must also believe that transgenderism is a form of sexual immorality. I truly believe that conservative commentators and politicians who are spreading these ideas are completely aware of their own grifting, and are willingly using manipulation tactics on their own base. Transphobic arguments almost always rely on the ignorance of our population, and unfortunately, those who respond to them have a difficult time navigating these issues logically. So these are my final thoughts, which aren't really scripted. The groomer allegations from the right are nothing more than a grift. Nothing more than weaponizing a buzzword and muddying the waters of its definition so you can, on one hand, throw a lot of awful accusations at somebody while ducking like a coward when you're actually confronted about it. These people oftentimes say things like they don't care if adults are transgender, or even with gay people, they have nothing against gay or trans people, but their problem is when they start promoting, sexual immorality among children. If you are disgusted with the presence of a gay person, if children are in the room, then clearly you have a problem with people being gay. It's not just an optical issue with spreading degeneracy among kids. And if you think that being gay around kids is spreading degeneracy among kids, you think that being gay is degenerate. I don't understand how these people duck and cover by claiming that they're not bigots and they don't hate people. They just don't want children to be exposed to bad things because subscribe to my channel, you fucking bitch.
Let's get some tonight.